Okay, students, welcome to your next lesson, 14.5 frequency tables and histograms. So, um, we're going to be switching from like the measures of central tendencies to back to some graphs, and frequency tables will help you make the histograms. So, the frequency table is the first step. And so, when you take a look at this data set right here, you'll probably notice that this data set here is a little bit different than some of the other ones that we've worked on so far in this unit, but these are times, okay? And they're times that a cross-country team did a 2-mile run. And what we're going to do is represent that data using a frequency table and then a histogram. So a frequency table is going to include all of these times right here, and frequency just means how often something happens in a range. So I'm not going to ask you how often 16 minutes and 45 seconds happened. I'm going to put it in a range, and that range is going to be anywhere from, well, that's your choice, but the intervals are going to be chosen by you. So it could be like a 1-minute time frame, 2-minute time frame, or 5-minute time range, and that's what you are going to go ahead and choose for your frequency table. And so this is what a frequency table looks like. Here's the interval that they chose, and that interval goes from 14 minutes all the way up to 15 minutes and 59 seconds. Then you can notice the second interval is the same exact amount of time, and it starts exactly where this one left off. Exactly where this one left off. So 15:59 right down to 16 minutes, up to 17. So you can see these are about 2 minutes full. Okay, so you're going to choose the range that contains all of the set of data. So every one of these numbers needs to be included in there. So one of the best things to do is to find the range. Figure out what your smallest number is, then figure out what your biggest number is. So when you're looking through here, 16, 14, 15, 17, there's a couple of 14s right here. 1402 is our lowest. Then our highest is 23 minutes. So there is a range of about 9, or we can even just say 10 minutes in the quickest time and the longest time. So that's where you get these right here, these intervals. The next thing is, what you're going to do is you're going to mark every time a data fits into one of those ranges. So every time one of them fit into the 14-minute one, you put it there. 18-minute, you put it there. And then the frequency just tells you how many times that happened in that range. So in this range right here is 4. In this range right here, 7. In this range right here, 2. None of them happened in this range. And then you had the last one right here, and that was only happened once in that frequency. So that's the frequency table. Okay? You choose the interval, mark the tallies for when it happens, and then you have a total number right here. Then what you're going to do is take that to a histogram. Okay? And a histogram is right here. It looks like a bar graph, but it's different. Can you see it? Can you see why it's different? I don't know if you can right off the bat, but notice something about the bars themselves. The bars themselves have no space in between, except for this one right here, because remember that was where we had no times fit that category. So that is a gap. But the rest of these here are exactly right on the line. Okay, and that's because a histogram, it uses the bars to show the frequency in the equal number of ranges in the groups of data. Okay, so first, here's your title, cross-country team times. Okay, right across here is the number of runners, and then right across the bottom, you'll notice that this number right here coincides with your frequency table. The first range is right here. Then your second range is right here, third, fourth, and fifth. And these are minutes. So minutes on the bottom, number of runners on the top. Okay? So remember, this is horizontal, this is vertical. Okay? So this is the number of runners, this is the times. And this is the way that this data is represented. Okay? And you can make some of the same the same things that you did in, I think it was 14.2, where you can look at this and you can say, okay, well, I could tell the highest one, that's right here. I could tell the lowest one, it's right here. I could tell that most of the times happen right here. I could tell there's a gap right here. So you can look at all those things here, and you can see and hear, not hear, but you can observe some things about this, like what does the tallest bar represent? Right here. What does the tallest bar represent? Well, I know that there's 7 runners right here, but what does that mean? Well, there's 7 runners that finished their 2-mile race in between 16 minutes and 17:59. So 7 runners landed in this time frame. Okay? I can ask another question like this. How many running times were less than 18 minutes? How many running times were less than 18 minutes? So here's my minutes down here, and here's 18 minutes. We want less than that. So less than that means everything to this side of it right here. Okay? So we have this group right here for a total of 7 runners, and we have this group right here, which is a total of 4 runners. So everything less than that is 7 plus 4, which is 11. Okay, so you are going to be asked to do the frequency table and the histogram. Okay, so here's your frequency table. They've already given you a range for this set of data. Every once in a while, you might have to pick that out. Okay, and then here's your histogram that you will be making. Okay, so in our set of data right here, they're going to ask you some questions similar to what you've already done, like range, sometimes median. I don't think they ask you the mean in this one, though. So you are going to go ahead and complete these numbers here, 1 through 4, and then 5 and 6, asking you questions on this histogram. And then I'm going to have you try making your own frequency table and histogram, and that's numbers 9 and 10. Make a frequency table here and make a histogram here, and then they're going to ask you 3 questions based upon those 2 things, and it's on this set of data here. Okay, that's where you have to choose your own interval. So find the range, see how much it is, see if you want to go up by, whatever the interval that you think you want to make sure it represents all of them. Okay, but it also says right here a tip that you can use if you want. So that's your lesson today. Any questions, please list them either in the comments or email me, and I will try to answer them the best that I can. All right. See ya. Do your work.